Another unboxing video. This one I'm pretty excited about because it's a light. Just came from Amazon. Opened it up just to make sure it's it. But Lominie Asta 30. So I've reviewed the 20 and the 100 or the 120. I think it's the 100. But this one's the 30. So this one's stronger than the 20, but definitely not as. So back there, I'm using the 100 watt for my plants because I didn't need it for the fish tanks anymore. It was very powerful. So we're gonna open up the 30. So Pixie 30 Lominie LED Aquarium Light. Let's get to it. The box is kind of big. I'm thinking it's about hand size. I wouldn't mind if it was larger, but from the box, it looks like it's just a square. And then the rest of the packaging is probably just for the bracket, the arms. Well, let's check it out. All right. This is what it looks like. All right. So, instructions. Got the remote. We'll figure out what this is. I think this is a mounting bracket. Yeah. So this guy, standard with the Lominie lights. Got the cord, which also has a little remote onto it. Got a two-piece bracket. Really nice metal that's painted very well. And then the light. So the light is definitely what I imagined, about hand size. Here we go. So, really well made. It feels like the back, the heatsink is metal, which obviously is a good thing. The fan cover is plastic, and then the front light cover is plastic. But I do appreciate the beam. There is little plastic glass, and then it's got a lot of COD LEDs. So let's check it out. This is going to go on top of my 50 Lowboy. So I didn't need it to be very strong, but also I needed a little bit more than the Asta 20s, which are about this big. I'm hoping with this spread of the dome it has to distribute the light, I'm hoping the spread, I think the spread is like 90 degrees, which should be perfect if I put it right in the middle because of the scape I have in mind. But two-piece, as you can tell, two-piece power cord comes off easier than I want it to. So I might have to cinch it together, tie it so it doesn't as easily. Comes with the remote, or is that what you call it? I think you still call it a remote that's attached to the wire. But then it also comes with another detachable cord. So it looks like the remote is just one little piece. It's about 7 inches long. Let's plug this guy in. Okay, it's plugged in. It just turned on automatically. I feel like I should have got the remote set up. Perfect. Batteries. Okay, so it's pretty bright. Yes. You can see it's got all the spectrums of the lighting. Let's turn it off. All right, so there is a Wi-Fi button. I think you need a separate Wi-Fi controller to be able to do that. But it's got all the time modes on here, which works fine for me. So it's got a 2-hour, 8-hour, 10-hour, 12-hour, 16-hour, 18-hour, which is a lot. It's got 6 different timer modes. So let's turn it on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 different channels of plus and minus, as well as a 20%. This one's nice. All right. 40%, 80%, and 100%. I think it's going to work just fine. So let's go back to 20. Let's, what are we plussing and minusing? I think we're just dimming it a little bit more. I think that's what the plus and minuses do. All right, let's read the instructions. So, all right, channel 1, 2, 3, and 4, plus or minus, adjust overall brightness is the percentages. Mode button, all right. 4 channel brightness dimming, channel 1, 2, 3, 4, click plus to adjust 10% brightness every time. Brightness switching mode of the whole lamp, which is 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. And what it doesn't tell me is which channel is each, which is fine because I just need the brightness anyways. I'm not going to play with each channel, meaning, or channel that should mean each light. So let's say this first set of plus minus controls all the white LEDs, the second, maybe the blue ones, etc., etc. If I bring it down to 20, let's go with the second one. Now it just feels like it just brightens the whole thing, but I'm not positive. Anyways, let's try to set up the mount, the arms. I don't think I'm going to use it because I'm putting it on a framed tank. And unfortunately, it doesn't come with a hanger, like the wire hangers, but I do have some lying around. I'm going to see actually if I can rig this somehow to fit. Just by looking at it, I think it's slightly too narrow. Needs to be a little bit thicker, but we'll find out. Actually, let me read the instructions. So bottom piece goes onto here. 2 bolts, which are Phillips head, and they don't give me any screwdrivers. Do I have one? All right, we'll just hand tighten it for video purposes. I feel like I have one somewhere around here. All right. And then the second piece goes on by 2 turning knobs. Which go under. So when I say turning knobs, I mean these ones with little ridges so you can turn them easily, which I appreciate that. So something you gotta know, this is on an angle. So not only is it gonna bring it up, but it's also gonna bring it out. So keep that in mind. However your tank is set up, how deep your tank is. Let's say we'll take a 20 long, for example. If you're putting it on the ledge of a 20 long, like this is the long way, you're gonna want this as high as you can, just so it gets closer to the center, as opposed to putting it on widthwise. You're gonna probably want to bring this down so you have the clearance so it is in the center of the tank. Hopefully that makes sense. But my tank is pretty wide, so we're gonna go as far as we can. And then 2 more turning knobs. It's gonna be for the light. And then I have 2 more screws, which come with washers. I'm gonna guess that those are either extras or if you already own a mounting kit for this, which I believe comes with a 100 watt. It doesn't come with the 20 watt. Definitely going in the wrong hole. Okay. All right. Like so, as you can tell, the light is not that big, but it does pack a pretty good punch. I think as much as I needed to, because my tank's only 10 inches tall. I think that's gonna look great, but that's pretty much it. I probably should have turned this around so the cord can come down the arm. And I think that's what these zip ties are for. It comes with 3 zip ties, I think, so you would be able to hold the cord. Okay, once you guys figure it out, obviously how much adjustment you need in the arms, then I would say go ahead and zip tie it. Now, if you look at the bottom here, you see my fingers poking through, and the top here actually, there is a there's a hole. It should be able to fit this. So instead of going down this way, I'm going to take this guy out, feed it through the top. Perfect. Now you don't see any wires coming down, and you're all set. Easy enough. And then you can zip tie this to it if you'd like, or you can just come down here, zip tie, and then poke it out this hole to come out the back. I think whatever preference is yours, but I do like this better. So let's go with that. And then, of course, the big guy is to clamp it on your probably rimless tanks. I think, let me bring a tank. Let me just bring a standard tank to see how it fits or how close it'll be. All right, this is a 10-gallon, and it's actually looking pretty thin. So this one, it would definitely fit, and I'm eating my words. But it clamps a little weird because it's kind of off angle. I'm trying to think if it's because, no, it's because it has this lip, this inner lip in the middle is going to cause it to lean. It's going to lean in. I'm wondering if we can use the secondary one up here. No, just like the other one, it doesn't go in that one. I do not know why. It is smaller or it's just threaded differently. So because of the lip, it won't go in there. I feel like it's almost like a puzzle. I feel like there's got to be a way. Like if I put it up here. So this is not an Aquarium. Let me get an Aquarium. All right, this is an Aquarium. So I think you guys can make it out. It is a little bit taller. The frames are thicker. I feel like it is the same width at the top though. So this will definitely fit a rim tank. The only issue is you guys have that inner lip that's gonna cause it to not be able to go flush. I've seen people trim this in. I think that's fine. It's not really gonna do anything structurally to the lid or to the frame. I mean, it's still silicone under it. This is just pretty much to be able to hold the lids. So it's got that lip. So you guys could cut it or notch it. I don't do that to any of my tanks. I guess one, because I never needed to, and then two, you really can't go back from that. Yeah, so I think we're gonna have to figure out a way to be able to mount it, or I'm gonna stick a little piece of plastic, something under here to make it as flush to the lip as possible. So let's say if I was using this, it was like a piece of plastic. That's almost perfect. I'll leave it there, clamp the light right onto it, and that would enable, let me see. I don't want to press it too tight because it's the remote. But yeah, that's all it needs, guys. Obviously, this is not screwed in all the ways, but it will hold it fine once I screw those in. That's pressing the remote. But yeah, so if you guys are gonna get this light, this is how it works. It can go on frame tanks, and just a little tinkering if you have a rim to mount it. I think it's a great light. I'll link it in the description. Got it off Amazon. I'm really excited to see how it's going to look, but I think this is definitely better than the Asta 20. And 100% not as powerful as the 100, but if you've got a smaller tank or a shallower tank, like this would be perfect for 20 highs, 10 gallons. I think the Asta 20 is fine for 10 gallons too, but if you had like a 20 high, even if it's 20 long, probably a 29 would be great. I could see it on a 40 breather, depending on what your escape looks like and how high you aim the light and what kind of plants you have. But yeah, hopefully you guys like the video. Next one, I'll definitely be using this light, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys.